Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is not financial advice, my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm invested in the most of these companies. Yeah, let's jump right into the minor comparison. Yeah, Bitcoin Q4 is here, great. So 1st of October, Bitcoin pumped, so that was a really good start into the fourth quarter. I think before the end of the quarters, a lot of institutions are selling their Bitcoin exposure or their futures or whatever, and because they don't want to have it in the books at the end of the quarter. So maybe this is one of the reasons, but yeah, there are a few other reasons. I think it was nice that we bounced here. Also, we can see the RSI on the daily here. We had the breakout here of this downtrend here and a nice bounce. Also, the MACD crossed positive here 3 days ago. So, yeah, that looks like a pretty good start. And hopefully we continue like this. Here's the HUD8 chart, also on the daily. If you remember here, February, that was really great time. The miners were going crazy. Then we had this huge downtrend here. Yeah, and then we were moving to Nasdaq and everyone was excited. Stock pumped, then they announced dilution and then it dropped 1 week. And yeah, we formed here the low of this bottom here at $3. This was with Nasdaq. And since then we have an incredible surge here to more than $11 here. Since then we are going sideways a little bit down, and it looks now we are breaking out of this downtrend here. So yeah, that looks like a perfect cup and handle here in my opinion. Not a big chartist, but yeah, hopefully we can continue like this here. HUD8 is right now on the hype train. You can see the volume here in the US is going crazy. And I mean, they are doing a very good job, the team there. Since Jamie Leverton took over in December, she needed, of course, a few weeks to get into business because Bitcoin mining is not completely easy. You have to learn some stuff. But then they made a turnaround with the Nasdaq listing and the strategy to go to 6 exahash and so on. And yeah, I think they have a great team and a huge potential. So yeah, hopefully we continue like this. But a reason why I'm showing this here is Argo Blockchain, because people are very upset right now with Argo. And yeah, I'm thinking about why is not this could be the same with Argo Blockchain than HUD8. We had the Nasdaq uplisting, the huge drop here. I mean, we were perfect here on the line here with my prediction. But then they offered the shares for $1.50. I don't think this was like, yeah, we want to screw the investors, the older investors. I think at that time the institutions or the market makers or whatever said, yeah, we're only giving you $1.50 or so for this. Maybe the timing was not perfect and so on. Of course, they should have gone earlier to Nasdaq, but I don't think it was possible for Argo. I really think we should be a little bit more patient here with Argo, and because this could happen to Argo like HUD8, that we are now going up after the Nasdaq listing, because fundamentally I think it's still a great company, and we should always also be a little bit fair. I mean, we came from nothing. It was below 10 cents here in December still. Then a huge rise, another huge rise. I mean, that was insane. So overall, we still have big gains here. I know that most of you were entering here. That's always the problem, that people are buying when its stock is high, when it's hyped. Yeah, I mean, so that's why you have to be a little bit more patient now. I made in beginning of December, this was my first minor comparison. At that time I said, yeah, Argo is the most undervalued at that time. Here you can see it on the BMXI, that was exactly here. And then Argo really took off, and yeah, the early investors, this were only a few, they made a lot of money like me. So Argo was for me the single biggest trade, and yeah, was great for my portfolio. It was even bigger than the HUD8 trade in this year. This was and I say now that Argo is again undervalued, not maybe that extreme compared to the peers that time. So it's more on the same level right now, like with Bitfarms and so on. But it's definitely not overvalued in my opinion right now. So a lot of people ask me about my portfolio. So I was in the past very transparent about everything what I'm doing. But when it turns down, there are always some people, they turn things against you, your transparency and so on. That's why I'm not that transparent anymore. But I will show you that you know the guys, my main positions here. My biggest position is right now Bitfarms. So Bitfarms surpassed HUD8 here. Bitfarms, HUD8, Hive, Argo. Also on my short-term trading account, I increased my Argo position because that was the only one where I had some cash left. I think it's not gonna be a short-term trading account right now, but I really took advantage from this huge dip here from Argo. And then I have DMG. I'm bullish on DMG. I know the chart looks not good. Nothing is happening, but I like this company. I don't know why. And then I have now 300 petahash. I'm bullish on DMG. I think when Bitcoin really takes off above 100,000, DMG will go crazy. Same here with DigiHost. I really don't like the transparency, to be honest. They should have a lot of new miners right now. They are not answering my emails where I'm sending for an interview or something like this. Yeah, but I'm still holding because this company has also huge potential, but I really don't like what they're doing now. We get no news. I hope they will release some news soon and hopefully good news. Yeah, and then I have others here, like 20% with Mara, Riot, Galaxy, and a few others. I will not show you exactly how much I do have from these. So this is the hash rate right now. So guess yesterday we had a huge spike from 120 exahash to 200 exahash. I know a lot of people say, okay, this doesn't matter. We'll only look on the 7-day moving average or so, which is at 140 or 145 exahash right now. But I think this here does matter because it shows that there are a lot of miners plugged in, but they're not coming online on a 24/7 base. But I think that the electricity prices right now, that they're playing a bigger role because they have gone up, especially the grid electricity prices, like crazy in the most regions in the world, I think. Especially when you have fossil fuels like gas or oil or something like this. And yeah, maybe at that time on the weekend here, price was cheap because production was down. And that's why a lot of miners. So what I want to say is if the electricity prices go down very fast now, I think the hash rate could rise also faster. But it looks like the prices for electricity and for fossil fuels and so on, they will only go up in my opinion. They're not going down very soon. That means the difficulty is up. The projected here next adjustment is in 1 day. So very soon here it's going to be like maybe 5% or so, 4 to 5%. So another positive difficulty adjustment, which makes it more difficult to mine Bitcoin. So let's talk about the price. I like Plan B. He was right last year when Bitcoin was at 10,000. He said, okay, we will soon take off. And I really feel he will be right again. In August and September, he was exactly correct here with 47 and 43K with his worst case prediction. And he says, okay, December, it's going to be more than 135,000 US dollars. Problem is, of course, when everyone expects this is not going to happen. But he also said in a new tweet here that he thinks that this second leg of the bull market will have at least 6 more months to go. So we are right now here, and he's combining now the stock to flow with his on-chain analysis data. And when the points here get red on the on-chain signal here, then it's probably the top is in or near, but we're far away from red. So he says 6 months more. So if we say, okay, in December we are going to 135,000 and we will add 3 more months at least. So Bitcoin could be a lot higher in the next year. Of course, no one knows for sure, but I feel like Plan B will be right again in the end, because a lot of people are criticizing him, and right now I think, yeah, you're wrong, everything is wrong what you're doing. And I think this is really good, because when everyone thinks we're going to the moon, it will not work. So only the strong hands will make it. That's at least my opinion. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the merit order, because right now spot electricity prices on the spot exchanges are going up like crazy, and I want to show you how these prices are built, how these are calculated. So merit order, this is the order of the power plants, for example, in one country. I think he was the guy who was inventing this merit order. And here on the y-axis you can see the euro per megawatt hour. You can also say this is US dollars per megawatt hour. And on the x you can see the energy or power capacity. I will show you a chart later where it's a little bit clearer. But these are the marginal costs here, the US dollar per megawatt. So wind has very low marginal costs because it has only capex, and you don't have to pay for the wind. Also for hydro, you need one guy to turn the turbine on or off. So very low marginal costs. Also nuclear, because they have such a huge power production that all the other stuff is very cheap compared. Yeah, and then we're coming to coal and gas and so on, and the marginal costs are a lot higher. So when the demand is, I don't like this terawatt hours thing here, it should be gigawatts here. Let's say we have here 40 gigawatts or so, then the price meets here and you get these 40 US dollars per megawatt, and that's on the spot exchange. That's what you have to buy. I think this chart here is a little bit better. We have here the nuclear power plants, the lignite coal, the black coal or dark coal or whatever. Then we have some power plants here, gas power plants and coal, and with a marginal cost. The cheapest power plants are here, the most expensive are here. Okay. And here in the end we have oil only for very peaks here and so on. This one here is better. This is in megawatt, so 50,000 megawatt or so. So this is approximately the consumption here of Germany, for example. So if you now say, we want to turn off all the nuclear power plants here, we can, and also the lignite coal here, then this curve goes in this direction here. You see, if these are gone, it has to be substituted by coal here or gas-fired power plants and so on. So let's say if your demand right now is 50 gigawatts, so that's 50,000 megawatts here. With these power plants here, the price would be at, I think, 45 US dollars per megawatt hour or so. But if you don't have these power plants because you have shut them down, this curve goes into this direction. So the 50 gigawatts would be here right now. So we are very fast at 120 US dollars per megawatt hour. And in the end, you can see it goes parabolic. So at the end of this curve, you don't have a lot of power plants there, only the very, very expensive. And it goes even steeper here. So there could be prices like thousands of US dollars per megawatt hour. At some specific times. So on the German grid, we have sometimes in 15 minutes, we have, there's possibility of more than 1,000 euros per megawatt hour. And but in the next 15 minutes, it could be negative and you can get money if you consume. So that's a little bit insane. But that's electricity, because it has always in balance the consumption and the production. And that's why it's very, very volatile. But what I want to say here is, if you're shutting off these power plants here because of environmental reasons, for example, or you replace it here with renewables, they would be here. These are so-called must runs. They should always have the advantage in running, because also they have very low marginal costs. But when there's no wind and no sun and so on, then this block here gets very small, so it's very volatile. And that means also that the electricity price on the spot exchange gets very, very volatile. I think this is important to understand. In the beginning, very flat curve, at the end, very steep. and that's why when you have right now not a lot of fossil fuels in the tanks, you get a problem. Okay, but let's move on. Let's get into the miner comparison. Operational excellence, so mining profitability right now at 28 cents per day per terahash. Yeah, last week I included these for miners here. I don't have a lot of data, to be honest, right now. I see this as a draft. I don't have them in all these graphs right now because people were complaining it's all too small. So I'm still focusing on these 8 guys here, and yeah, I will add these others when I have more data and I feel more comfortable, because with these 8 I know these companies now very well, and I think my numbers are not completely wrong. So this is the 90-day moving average of the cross mining margin, 30-day and 10-day. We see that it's going down here for Hive blockchain. That means that prices were falling and the mining conditions are worsening a little bit, so that's not good. But yeah, with the recent price increase in Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think that in next week this will be higher here again. The same here for HUD8, Bitfarms, so they're all dropping. Only Mara is a little bit up. I think I included a little bit hash rate increase here. Also DMG looks very nice with the 300 petahash from 100 to 300 or so, or from 50 to 300. That helps here. Also Riot here at 500,000. Yeah, so yeah, it would be good if the price goes up right now, because difficulty was only rising, and yeah, price was dropping, and that's why we have this here now. We have the operational excellence 3, which is my indicator, one of the 3 indicators which lead into the BMX and BMXI. So this is more focused on the short term operational excellence, or the gross mining margin. Here is Mara still number 1, Riot number 2, Hive number 3, Bitfarms number 4, Argo number 5, HUD8 number 6, DMG number 7, and DigiHost number 8. So DMG surpassed DigiHost in the last 2 weeks because DMG has 300 petahash, DigiHost 200. Yeah, I have these others here like Griffin Mining or Greenwich and so on. I have the lines in here. I don't think you can see everything, but I really need more. I really want the mergers go through. I really want financials and to feel confident to have them into my complete comparison here. We have the HODL excellence, Mara number 1. Yeah, there should be close to 7,000 bitcoins right now. HUD8 like 4,700, I think. Riot 3,500 or so. Hive on Bitcoin equivalents like 2,700 maybe. Bitfarms 2,400 Bitcoin. Argo something like 1,800 or so. DigiHost more than 400. DMG something like 350. I think these could be the numbers. Don't quote me on this. Then the strategic excellence, this is the indicator which is looking into the future. This one is very difficult because you don't know where is the Bitcoin price, where is the mining profitability, and so on. I'm focusing here on the stock to flow model from Plan B. So sometimes it's working, sometimes not, but it's for all the same. So I think it's fair. Mara number 1 here, Riot number 2, Hive number 3, HUD number 4, Bitfarms number 5, Argo number 6, DMG number 7, and DigiHost number 8 here. So that basically means what is the hash rate in the future, what is the HODL in the future, what is the price in the future. So looking 180 days into the future, not 360 days or so. So my model does not care what do you have at the end of next year hash rate. It's only looking 180 days, so approximately 6 months into the future. Also with the focus more on the 30 and 90 day, on the short term. Okay, let's go to the BMX, which is the sum of these first 3 indicators I've shown you here. So this, let's say it's not, the number here does not say what's the value of the company, but here on the with the peers comparison here, I think this makes sense on an absolute perspective here. So this chart says that Mara has the highest value here, more than Riot. Riot is number 2. The thing is with Riot has a big hosting business right now. They say they're hosting 200 megawatts right now. So this is not included into this model. I will wait for the financial for the last quarter. And hopefully we get some good numbers here to calculate the hosting business. Because right now these companies, they all have not that big hosting business. But with Riot, it's going to be big and I should include it. And I think that's also a reason why Riot is always lagging Mara here. Then I think Riot could make a jump here. So Riot number 2, HUD number 3, Hive number 4, Bitfarms number 5, Argo number 6, DMG number 7, and DigiHost number 8. These 4 here, see them as a draft. We have here Griffin Mining, we have Greenidge, we have Core Scientific, and we have CleanSpark. Yes. Let's move on. Of course, this is all not financial advice. This is my model here on the BMXI. So this gives you a relative perspective here. So it should indicate which one is more undervalued. This divides the BMX divided by the market cap here. So most undervalued from the large caps here, this is Mara and Riot, these two. Mara here with 0.5 and Riot 0.47. So yeah, this shows that Mara is a little bit undervalued in my model, but again, hosting business is missing here. I don't have the numbers from Riot. I don't know how profitable it is, but if I would include it, I think they would be at least on the same level, or Riot would be more undervalued. Also, when you look at the chart of Riot, it looks cheap right now, to be honest. From the mid caps, these are these 4 guys here. These are also my biggest investments because I feel very comfortable with these companies because they have a long track record of 3-4 years. Some of those. Even more with Hive Blockchain. I know these companies very well, and I think they also have a little bit more growth potential than the large caps. And I feel more comfortable with these than the low caps here, with the transparency and so on. That's why I'm focusing on these mid caps. Oh, sorry, I have it again wrong here. See it again. Bitfarms is number 1 here on the most undervalued. Sorry. Argo is number 2, but they're more or less on the same level. You can see it. Hive number 3 and HUD8 number 4, but there's no big difference here. Again, I don't know the exact numbers of these companies. So yeah, I would say the market is now a lot more balanced than a few months ago when HUD was the double size than Argo or so. This is not happening anymore. Then we go to the low caps here. These two are small caps. There's DMG number 1 and DigiHost number 2. So I really hope that DMG will at some point take off because I have huge investment in there. Yeah, and then we have the others here, the 4 new guys. Yeah, see it again as a draft. Very difficult without the merger here for Griffin Mining or for Core Scientific, which is right now XPDI, the ticker. So yeah, I think this is going to be a lot higher. Also Griffin Mining. Greenidge, we have here. CleanSpark, maybe of these 4 is a little bit undervalued. I saw a video. This was more a mainstream analysis about Bitcoin miners. And the guy said CleanSpark is the cheapest of all. I don't agree on this one, but I don't have all the information. But also in my model, it looks not very expensive right now. Then we have the market caps here. Hive, close to 1.1 billion. HUD8, 1.5 billion. Bitfarms, this is without their ATM. So it's 850. It should be higher. I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to be more than 1. Yeah, it says here 850 million. Not 100% sure about this number right now. Argo says 750 million. Mara 3.3 billion, DigiHost 120 million, DMG 135 million, Riot 2.5 million. This is also without their 600 million ATM, so maybe it's higher. Also for Bitfarms, they have a 500 million ATM, so it could be higher right now. Okay, let's move on. So again, it's going to be a rough ride. There will be huge drops in one day. Can you handle this volatility? To succeed, you need a lot of know-how and nerves of steel. You can only succeed with this. I mean, there were people, they were holding through the huge drop with HUD8, and they have now tattoos on their arm with the HUD8 sign on it and so on. Also, there were people on Twitter. I know especially one woman. She was buying always hard 8 when it was up, when it was down, and it paid off because they were patient and they were believing in the company. And I did the same. You know, last year I was overrating Hive blockchain. Then it had a surge. Then Argo blockchain was undervalued. I moved big into Argo blockchain at that time, 40% of my portfolio. Argo took off incredibly. Then hard 8 was undervalued. I moved into hard 8 bigger than into the others, and hard 8 had a great move. And yeah, now it's not that clear anymore, so the market is a lot more balanced. But if you decide for Argo, Bitfarms, Hive, or hard 8, or all the others, or like me, you go into all of them, you really need nerves of steel. Don't get shaken out. So usually I have other quotes here, but this time and in the future I will give you some other quotes to think a little bit about this. This one here is from Jordan Peterson. And if you think tough men are dangerous, wait until you see what weak men are capable of. Just think about this quote, please. Okay, so what's also very important is to have fun while you're trading crypto, and always think like a whale. You know, I bought this e-bike here, and some people were criticizing me on Twitter, more for fun, of course, because it has an e-motor and so on, and it's better without. So I want to say I have 4 mountain bikes, you know, and this one here is my best one without an e-motor here. This is a Scott Genius 720, so this is a very nice all mountain here, fully carbon. And I'm also riding without e-motor, but I have both now, and I really like mountain biking. I go skiing, I go snowboarding, I go cross-country skiing, alpine skiing. I do everything, and I really love this. And I also like e-biking. You should try it. It's not bad or so. It's a great experience, I think. So yeah, sometimes I share stuff like this with you. I really like biking. So on Friday, for example, in the morning I was riding with my e-bike to the mountain, and in the evening I was riding with this bike to try, okay, can I get up, what's the time difference, and so on. So yeah, that's what I'm doing when I'm not doing crypto, and when the weather is good right now. I'm a lot outside because winter is coming, you know, and there's gonna be enough time to study these financials and so on. So I'm also try to enjoy a little bit life. Also here you can see my sauna here in my garden. This is I've built it in the style of a wine barrel here. Yeah, this is also great. Okay guys, so I think that's it for today. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.